The question asks, use the product rule to differentiate the function. The function being cube root of t multiplied by t squared plus 4. So first you need to know what the product rule is, and what the product rule states is that derivative of f of x times g of x is equal to just the derivative of f of x times just g of x plus f of x times the derivative of g of x. You also need to know how to find the derivative, and I have the equation here. So the problem I'm giving you, or the sample problem, will have the same concept as the problem it gives you, however it's just different numbers. We can assign this number 5 root x, or x to the power of 1/5, as f of x, and we can assign x to the power of 3rd plus 6 as g of x. We also need to find the derivative of f of x, and we need to find the derivative of g of x. So the derivative of f of x to the power of 1/5, you take the coefficient, which is 1, times 1/5, which is n, times x to the power of n minus 1. And then from here it's just just algebra, and you're left with 1/5 times x to the power of negative 4/5, which simplifies down to 1 over 5x to the power of 4/5. The derivative of g of x is a bit different because you have x to the 3rd plus 6. So what you need to do is you need to find the derivative of x to the power of 3 and add it to the derivative of x of just 6. We know this is plausible because of the sum rule for derivatives. You're allowed to add the derivatives of one function and add it to the derivative of another. So the derivative of x to the power of 3, 1 is the coefficient, times n, times x to the power of n minus 1. You're left with 3x squared. The derivative of 6 is 0, and then by default we should know that the derivative of a constant is 0. So the derivative of g of x is 3x squared. So now we have all the values needed for the product rule. We're left with the derivative of f of x times g of x plus f of x times the derivative of g of x. Here to the answer is just algebra, simplifying essentially. So you have x to the power of 3 plus 6 over 5x to the power of 4/5 plus 3x to the power of 11/5. To get to here, you just convert this to where you can actually add these two terms. So this turns 3x to the power of 11/5 turns into 15x to the power of 3 divided by 5x to the power of 4/5. Adding them and simplifying, you get 16x to the 3rd plus 6 over 5x to the 4/5.